Today I'm going to tell you about the creepiest weed
Very creepy.
here at Whirlwind Family Farm. It's one of the very creepiest weeds that we have. So what is this creepy weed? Well, before I tell you what this very creepy weed is, I'm going to tell you what the definition of a weed is. I'll never forget going back to my very first agriculture class in college, Ag 101. The very first test I took, the question was, what is the definition of a weed? And most of us, being raised in a rural area or even having a front yard or backyard, we look out and we know what a weed is. But the true definition is any plant that's not where it's supposed to be. So if you have a row of tomatoes and there happen to be some green beans growing with the tomatoes, technically the green beans are a weed unless it's a companion planting, and that's a whole different story. But you get the point of what I'm saying, is that there's supposed to be tomato plants there and not green beans. So that's the definition of a weed. Well, this weed I'm talking about here at Whirlwind Family Farm is the creepiest. It is the most annoying. It does the most damage, the most problems, takes the most time, the most energy. And every February I have to go in and fight this weed. Yeah, that's weird, February, because if you look around me, we have cover crops going. I have a cleared area right here, and that's because that's where that creepy weed was. So I'll quit talking about the creepy weed and just tell you what it is. But again, before I say, I used to buy this creepy weeds seeds all the time. I would go to the hardware store, get it, and especially in my yard, in this neighborhood I used to live, I wanted to make sure that my front yard looked really good because I had Bermuda grass. And that's the weed I'm talking about. And when I say creepy, it creeps along the ground, and that's how it reproduces. If I'm saying this correctly, it goes from node to node, and each node can go down and form new root system, spread out from there, and continue and continue and continue. And that's exactly what it does. And when I say creepy, it creeps into just about every bed we have out here, stealing nutrients, taking water away from my plants. And for the first time in my life, most of my life, I was actually promoting Bermuda grass because I wanted it to look good in my yard. But out here at Whirlwind Family Farm, it is a complete nuisance. Other than the fact, if you look right down there, that's one of our wide pathways, and that is all dormant Bermuda grass. So it does serve a cover right there, but most other places, it's just a nuisance. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. What happens, this is one of our large beds right here that typically, as we start into spring, there's going to be squash, there's going to be a few green beans, there's going to be different various plants that are going to be planted in here. But what happens in this walk path right here, which is Bermuda grass, and you can see where we have a header line that runs right along here. This is where drip lines go. And this Bermuda grass just cascades over and starts to spread and grow out in these rows. And it's an absolute nuisance. So I've spent the last 2 days going in with a very big garden hoe, hoeing out all of these weeds. And weeds, it's Bermuda grass. I've been hoeing it out, and it's tough. I liken it to hoeing into cement. It is very tough, it's very compacted, and it's one of those things that's just very difficult to get out. And there's a couple of ways to combat it, and we do our very best out here to do that. But like I say, you can see where I've gone along where this header line is, because that's where it cascades over, comes along this fence line, and it is quite the problem. So I'm going to make my way back here to the back of Whirlwind Family Farm to tell you how one of the ways we combat this. And just to give you, as I'm walking back here, just to give you a quick history, Bermuda grass is not native to North America. It is an invasive species, and like most invasive species, if it gets a grasp and gets a hold, sometimes it can be in the wrong place and do damage. So my understanding of Bermuda grass, it was brought to North America when Europeans started coming. It was brought over in the 1500s. I've read that it was in parts of Northern Africa, southern parts of Europe is where this Bermuda grass is native. But it's all over the southeast, southwest, and I'm not sure how much you deal with this if you live in the northern part of the United States, but here in the southwest, we have tons of it. So as I made my way back here, you can see this is an area that I worked on for the past 2 days. And I'm going to point out this Bermuda grass started here, worked its way all the way out into these rows. We have pole beans typically right here. It worked its way around this area, and I spent the last 2 days clearing it. And here's another area where it does damage is when I have to go in and hoe, I'm going in and actually tilling that soil, flipping it over, drying it out, and that starts to kill microorganisms, which are vital to a no-till system. It's vital to good, just to having good soil, period, because the microorganisms are what break down that organic material or that compost, which then allows the plants to have a good uptake of all those nutrients. So with all that said, I have to come in with a very big hoe, come in and weed all of that out, and it really disturbs that soil, which I don't want to do. It really, as you can see, this has already started to dry out. If I get my hand down in it, you can see this is dry, and that's certainly not holding any organisms or any bacteria there because simply dried it out. That's why we are no-till and try to disturb that soil as little as possible. So what can we do? And let me give you the good side of this. If you have a small backyard garden, let me give you a solution, and let me tell you how it's easier for you than it is for me. So here on this 1 acre farm or market garden, there's a lot of Bermuda around it. It creeps in, comes in, and it's an issue. So one of the things I do is I use an edger or a blade, a press blade, where I come in, and you can see this edge right here. I keep that pretty much edged to stop that creep, to stop that Bermuda grass from making its creep into the bed. So here on the southern end, I have a pretty good hold on it, keeping it from going in, but it's something I have to work on weekly to keep that stopped. The other thing you'll see over here is a couple of tarps that I have piled up right here. In fact, I need to get a couple of new ones this year. But the tarps can also be very beneficial in areas where you're absolutely trying to keep any type of grass from coming in. Bermuda grass is our issue. You may have a different type of grass or weed that creeps in your area, but if you can cut off the sunlight, that is an absolute good way to stop the creep of grass. Put those silage tarps or tarps along the edge, and they do a good job of cutting off the sunlight, and within 5 to 6 weeks, you're going to have Bermuda grass or whatever type grass it is. It's going to be dead because the sunlight has been cut off. And that's the beauty of a smaller backyard garden that's 10 by 10, 20 by 20, or 5 by 5, is you can go in around the edges, you can fold them neatly, go back about 3 or 4 feet, have that tarp about that wide, come in, put down rocks or bricks, lay it along the edge of that small garden, and you're going to stop that grass from creeping in. So that is an easy, simple answer. You can use the edger, as I'll show you here on the screen what that edger looks like. One of the things that's a great tool. I go in sometimes just using my stirrup hoe to come in and take out that Bermuda grass. But again, it is a problem. And like I say, when I look at this is our south end right here, our header line, which comes down with the water. You can see the drip lines as they advance out, and you can see this Bermuda grass as it creeps over and comes right into these beds. Right over here right now is a cover crop, but you can see it is actually, and even though I've gone in and hoed this out, you can still see there is some Bermuda grass, some of those leaders, some of those stems that go out and work their way out, and it goes quickly. It's amazing how quickly it comes in. So that's your answer. Come in, cut off that sunlight with tarps, come in and edge when you can. You can do it with a hoe, a stirrup hoe, but those little edgers that come in with a sharp, you can press down with your foot, cut that off, is another great way to keep that Bermuda grass under control. So guys, thanks for finding our channel. Hope you can keep control of the creepy grass. And we just hope you have all the blessings and really do well with your garden this spring. Take care. We appreciate when you like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. And right over here, we'd like to have another video that takes you further along in the gardening process. Talk to you soon from Whirlwind Family Farm.